I'm doing this little mini, I don't even know if I call it a lesson, it's just a response to a cool pentatonic thread that everybody was on. Just there's so many cool ideas, and everybody on that thread did such a great job explaining how to use pentatonic or 5-note scales, which to me, they're almost chords, they're almost scales, you know, they're somewhere in between there, but we call them pentatonic scales because they have 5 notes in them, and there's lots of different ones that people use. I want to just kind of show the differences in what some of these things can sound like, basically using Pat Cloud's way of playing through pentatonics. I'll try to keep it as focused as I possibly can. I'm going to show major pentatonic. This is going to be all based around a D. What I'm going to play is just a D, A, D, that kind of a sound. Well, a D, A, D is just root 5 octave, and it doesn't tell you what type of chord value it is really, except for the 5 tells you it's not a flat 5 or a sharp 5. It's not augmented, it's not like a diminished type of sound, or flat 5 type, minor 7 flat 5. But it's very ambiguous, and so what we can do is apply a lot of pentatonic sounds over that sound, and you can then hear what the pentatonic does to that basic kind of what we'll call a D5, which is just a D with a 5th thrown into it, kind of a sound. Rock chords. Okay, first, with the D on the bottom and that kind of a sound, just noodle around on D major pentatonic. So you hear that, that's your, you hear that a lot. Major, kind of a fiddle tune, D pentatonic kind of a sound. Well, if we turn that into, instead of D major pentatonic, we're going to play F major pentatonic. Now remember, the F major has a relative minor of D minor, so that D minor and F major pentatonics are really, they could be F major pentatonic if you're hearing this sound. Or it can be, if you're hearing this sound, D minor. Right? By the way, if you want these shapes, I've got there's a video I did called G major pentatonic shapes or something like that, and that's what I'm using here. I'm not shifting off of that at all. D minor pentatonic. Whoops, wrong note. So that's F minor over D. Now, AK Banjo mentioned, I think this is what he was saying, maybe I've got it wrong, but let's play the same thing over a G basic sound. It's a totally different kind of a flavor because you're hearing this as your tonic or as your key center. Two different flavors. All right, so now Lawrence brought up a cool thing that he uses, which I thought was really neat, and I hope I can remember how I figured it out here. But it's a again, I'm going to play it over a D. I think he was maybe using a different key center to explain what he did, but in this case, we're going to do it over a D key center. Wrote a cool tune with this sound, I think maybe on double time or something. I don't really remember. Maybe somebody can remind me. And what this note set is, it's not F major pentatonic, it's not D major pentatonic. They're played over this D sound. It's basically you've got a, I'll just start it on a D, F sharp, G, A, C, D, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you, again. So anyway, that's a really cool sound too. Now, there are 5 note sets, pentatonic scales that you can pull from anything. I'm going to pick something that's very weird. It's one of the many that I use all the time, but this is going to be, you know, a little further off the beaten path. But I'm going to use it and show you how to apply it to 3 different chordal sounds. I'm going to pick the note set starting on this note set. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the note set. Now, that sounds great over a minor 7 flat 5. That's D minor 7 flat 5. Which is, okay, that's fine. Now, but what if that applied to other chords? It's cool because in this case it also applies to A flat major. That makes it a major 7 sharp 11. It also applies to, I think, a E7 alt. Yeah. So basically, this little note set, call it what you will, forget the theory behind it, has a 3rd and a 7. Flat 9. And it's got some, so it's got some cool tensions to it. Flat 9, 3rd, sharp 5, 7, flat 9. So So you can see you can take little note sets and find the way they work on chords. That one I just use works great for minor 7 flat 5. Also works fine for a major 7 chord. It also works fine for a dominant 7 chord. Just that one little note set works fine for 3 different, completely different chord types. By the way, that same note set, if you take a minor 7 flat 5 chord, slide it up a minor third, it turns into the 5 chord alt. So you got D minor, 7 flat 5 to G7 alt to C minor or C major. And so your sound there might sound like this. So that's this, again, up a minor third. And that's I'm getting far out there. But anyway, some of your heads are probably spinning and you probably shut down this tape a long time ago. So but anyway, so you got minor 7 flat 5 in this case to G alt or to C major 7. And those sounds linearly could be that note set, 5 note set, slid up a minor third. Play another 5 note set, which is different, but for C major 7, which is another one I use all the time. Anyway, enough of that, right?